Hey everyone, so this is the Amazon Fire Max 11. We are going to do some games here. We're going to do a bit of a gaming test. We have 4 games for you here today. Pokemon Unite, Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, and Roblox. Not in that order probably. But we'll see how this does. Again, this is the best Amazon Fire device you can buy. And of course, because that is also the most expensive, but it's also not that expensive. At a bit over $200 for an 11-inch device is not a bad price. So let's get on into this. Now I'm going to be keeping the volume off so that I do not get demonetized for this video, especially in Roblox. They're terrible with it. I'm not so sure about the other ones here, but we'll go starting off with Roblox, probably the easiest game of this. Now I'm just going to be using my hands, as you can see throughout this video. So I'm going to use my hands. You can connect this to a controller, or you can also connect this to a keyboard and mouse, depending on the game. It's like Roblox, for the most part, works with keyboard and mouse. Actually, I think almost every game, which is really, really nice. So we're just going to do Royal High here. Reason for Royal High is because it is actually pretty graphically intensive of a Roblox game here. If you can do this, it should be able to do pretty much any other game. We're going to keep this in max graphics. We're not going to leave. We're going to go into max graphics here. We'll go to Sunset Island. It's usually where I like to test these games, is on Sunset Island in Royal High. You guys can see how well this loads in. Of course, it is nighttime. It's always nighttime. I'm trying to make these videos. So sorry about the glare. You can see the phone there. But so let's go ahead, get off this pink boat. And hopefully y'all can see. You guys should be able to see that just fine. Really no issues. The waterfall looks pretty good. My sparkliness on my wings looks good. The tiki torches look good. There's really no lag. There's really no slowdowns or anything like that. And I forgot to turn on the performance stats. So there are the performance stats. Not that it tells you FPS or anything like that. So we'll jump on into the water here. And it's actually very good. It's surprisingly good for an Amazon device to be able to play Royal High, especially in max graphics. Pretty much any other Amazon device, you're not going to be able to do this. Alright, we'll do one more Roblox game here. K Universe, I don't know how to say that name. I never do. So we'll go ahead here, and let's just spawn into Tokyo. Again, we are still in max graphics. I did not change anything on... I didn't change anything. So again, this is a pretty graphically intensive game. It will take a moment to load in. Once we're loaded in there. So my monsters wasn't really walking there, but it's kind of more gliding. You can see it looks pretty good. Nice explosions. Now when I first hit that button, there might be a tiny bit of no. Yeah, I mean, this still looks and plays very nicely. As I run into a building, kind of got stuck there, but there might be a little bit of a frame rate ness there, but I would say it's barely noticeable, if it's even there at all. But maybe if you were to compare side by side to like an iPad or Samsung S8 or something like that, Tab S8, you might notice some difference, or Google Pixel tablet. But I mean, that loads in very well. Next, we'll go into some Pokemon Unite. This is what it puts into. High graphics quality, high frame rate. So it's not the highest it can be, or medium frame rate, excuse me. It's not the highest it can be. You can maybe get away with that. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave it in what it is in. Alright, so I could not find an actual match to play, so we're just doing a practice match here. Should not get in trouble with this music, so... That is maxed out. The speakers are on here and over here, and I'll just let this speak for itself. I'm gonna be quiet. And you see a frame rate right there. So it looks like it is basically around 45 frames per second, which I think is rather good. I mean, I think that's actually rather good. Again, for how expensive this device is, for the size of this device, and what you're getting with this device, not bad, not bad. Next, we're going to do some Genshin Impact, and this is probably the most graphically intensive game I have. I know this is a really graphically intensive game. This is what it defaulted at, which is just lowest graphic settings. You see all this stuff is all on low or lowest. So this is definitely probably the game you're not going to be able to play even on medium or high. I don't know how I ended up where I am here. Last time I was in the forest. Now I'm in the middle of a city. I don't really play this game too often. Actually, I barely played it at all. But you guys can still see. Oh, that's right. I do know where I am. I forgot I ended up here. Anyway, so let's get on out of here. And now that we're out here in the open, let's go and try and find something to fight. But you guys can also see when we are exploring here, we can pick up everything. I don't think there's a way to see my frame rate in this game, but it is playing actually rather smooth. It does have a hiccup here and there. Again, this is the lowest graphic setting. I'm just kind of amazed again that there's a chest, that a Amazon Fire device can play this, and it isn't all janky. Let's go ahead and pick up this stuff. I really don't know much about this game, except for that it does look nice and beautiful. Even in these graphic settings, it looks rather good. So let's see if we can find something to fight here. But again, even out here in the open, see, we're not experiencing any real issues. And this is definitely playable. Alright, now I'll show you guys switching between the two characters. Very nice and smooth. Let's go ahead. We will attack wherever these things are with Amber here. I don't know why that was immune, but it was. Switch back, now we'll go into some sword fights. So again, during fights here, see, really no issues. I said every now and then you will get a tiny bit of a hiccup as I step in the fire. You do get a tiny bit of a hiccup, so there is that. What are these things? Using the on-screen controls is a little bit challenging at times, but that is just because of on-screen controls, nothing to do with the device itself. Again, you can see how fast this switches between them. Until I just said that. Now it doesn't want me to switch. There you go. Okay, I keep switching back and forth too fast here. Okay, it was switching back and forth incredibly fast. Now it's not. We can go ahead here and run though. As it switches to Amber. I mean, it's pretty impressive for a bit over $200 device to be able to play this game. Again, with very, very little issues. Just you have to do it in lower graphics. And finally, last but not least, we'll play some Call of Duty Mobile. These are the graphics it puts it into by default. Medium for graphics quality, you cannot increase that. That's as much as you can do. And then frame rate will be medium. You can go up to high, but again, I'm not going to change that at all. And then let's go on into multiplayer here, and we will find ourselves a match. And then we will turn this volume on again because I shouldn't get in trouble for it. And again, I will just sit here and be quiet for the most part during the actual gameplay. Now, this is mostly going to be against bots. As most of you probably know, Call of Duty Mobile, especially when you first start and if you're not ranked, is mostly just facing against bots. But still. And again, I am using on-screen controls, so I'm not going to be able to aim too well. I'm also in a very odd sitting position. Got all three of them, one hit there.
Contact with enemy. Watch out, grenade! Target down. Predator missile on standby. Enemy in sight. I'm hurt. Enemy
Like I said, these are mostly bots because these are real people. They would have taken me down a while ago. But yeah, again, this loads in just fine. I'm gonna mess this up. I messed that up. But anyway, and see, even in the heat of battle, this plays pretty well. I think someone's shooting at me. I think they were shooting at me.
Targets in sight. Heads up, team. Enemy
Like,
spotted.
that is not a real person. That'd be the worst real player ever. Bruh.
Grenade out. Enemy contact.
There you go. So, this actually plays games rather well. Where's my exit on out of this? They're all just bots anyway. This plays games actually really well. Now, I did not show the loading screens for the most part. It does take a little bit longer to load. But again, I think for the price you're paying, what you're getting out of this is a rather decent device. Because again, it is an 11-inch device, so it is a decent sized device. And I think for what you get, it's a really good deal. You all let me know what you think. I think this is great. As long as you don't mind medium to low graphics, this is rather good. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you have a good one. As always, I really do appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.